Hello students and welcome to 190. I am Jim Griever and obviously I am your instructor, and I like to do these little videos. I call them my videos in the announcements and stuff. So wherever you see a my video, it'd be a good idea, really good idea to watch it, because I sometimes offer tips and hints and things on here on my videos that you won't see anywhere else. So it's really important to watch these videos. So this first video is just to kind of introduce you to what I feel is a little bit of a sort of a tricky first assignment. So I wanted to kind of go over this with you and let you all see, give you some ideas about what actually is looking for in this assignment and everything. So let me go ahead and get rid of my image up here, move it over to this side. And here you can see we are in, or I am in the first module. And this is a couple pages into the first module. You'll see the introduction, you'll see this resources, getting started with research. And once you get in here, you will see these items here that you really need to, you need to really look at everything, okay? That's something I always tell my students. When I was taking my first course, in order to get hired, I had to take a course sort of like what you're taking, almost just like what you're taking to get hired. That's my training, and I just read everything, because if you don't read everything, you might miss things. And if you're a note taker, or even if you're not a note taker, it's a good idea to take notes, write down things that you can tell are important. Anything that's in bold or whatever is usually going to be really important, and that's probably something you would want to take note of, maybe even write down. So let's start with this. This is the document I'm talking about. It's called the Project Resources Document. You'll see this all throughout the term. This is what you're going to be basing everything on, and that's why it's the most important thing right here on the first week. So let me show you what that looks like. If you click on that, it brings this guy right here up, this worksheet type looking thing, PDF. And what this is this basically gives you the initial information that you need in order to do this whole semester. This whole 8 weeks is based on this information. So notice it has a few different parts here. First, it tells you how to use the document, and it's just kind of instructions. And then it gives you an example. You can read these instructions yourself. I don't want to make a terribly long video by reading every little thing. So read the instructions, make sure you understand it, and then this is how you basically do it, the assignment. Well, the first thing you'll do is you will choose one of your topics that you will see below. We'll look at that here in a minute. But down below, there's a whole bunch of topics that you can click on and find sources for each of those topics. And so what you'll do is step one, you'll choose your category. In this case, for the example, they've chosen higher education. Again, that'll make sense when I scroll down and you see the different categories and stuff. In step two, you will review the related articles for that education, or that category you choose, in this case, the higher education. Then step three, what you'll do is you'll the student chose one article from the category. In this example, the student scrolled down to the document and selected the corresponding APA or MLA citation. So that's the thing that you do third, is you have to decide if you're going to want to work with APA or MLA. Now that's a whole different ball of wax, so to speak, right? You got to decide for yourself. Some of you may have already been doing work with APA, and maybe that's what you're comfortable with. I personally really like MLA. I think it's a little easier to use and work with, and it's definitely easier for my end. But you choose whichever one you're comfortable with or want to work with. Maybe you want to learn one you've never tried before, so you choose one based on whatever you want to do it. But in this example, the student chose MLA. Okay, and what they did is they went down and they found an article. It's actually the first article on the list, which will make it easier for us. But you pick the article and you write it in your answer, on your answer sheet, on your paper that you're going to be doing this all on. Then step four, it says the student then reviews the article that you chose. In this case, it would be this one here by Heidi Rodriguez. Carmen is her first name, or his, it could be. I'm not sure. Anyway, the student reviews the article. In other words, when you're doing this, you will choose that article, and then you will review and brainstorm possible ideas for what you want to do with that topic. And also, you got to, and this is really important, it's going to be one of the first things you do, is to come up with a major research question that you want to answer, that you want to research and find an answer to. And note that this is really important right here. It must be a debatable topic. has to be an issue or something that people can disagree on, or there has to be some element to it that they can disagree on, right? An example might be like ocean pollution, right? Nobody would say ocean pollution is great. Let's do ocean pollution. Nobody's going to do that, right? But they might disagree on how it should be dealt with, right? So there's lots of, pretty much any topic you think of, there's probably a way to find something arguable about it. So you'll figure that out. Step 4. In step 5, you will then identify a debatable topic from that article. This became your focus. It will become your focus for your essay and for the whole term, the whole 8 weeks. This is what you're going to be working with, so choose wisely. Pick something you think you would like to learn more about, or maybe you know about it and you feel like it would be easier for you to write about it because of that. Whatever your reason is, choose it wisely, because you will be, basically, you will stuck with it once you've decided on it and you start working with it. You'll have to stay with it. Okay? And then, so in this example, it says here they include this in their assignment submission. In this example, the student chose the debatable topic of adjunct professors. I can relate to that. Should have better pay and health benefits, and I really agree with that. We don't get much, believe me. I have to work 3 different colleges, like 5, 6 different classes to just keep ahead, right? Make ends meet. So it is, I'm kind of glad they chose that one. It really hits home for me. So that the student chose under education, under this topic, adjunct professors. And they decided to talk about adjunct professors and what we're not getting that we should, right? Sort of like better pay and health benefits. Then step 6, the student brainstorm possible research questions for the assignment submission. See the topic selection funnel. That's this part down here that's all got a bunch of clickable stuff on how to narrow it down. So this is the next part I want to talk about, this topic selection funnel. This is where you got to choose your topics. Now, the big, broad, general topic, of course, is what you see here in bold. Higher education, these are the categories. Business and finance, physical and mental health, innovative technologies, and the humanities, right? Excuse me. So those are your different categories, and within each category, you'll see, like we've already mentioned, different actual subcategories. In this case, under higher ed, we have adjunct professors. We have questions, the 5 questions after the NCAA's $2.75 billion settlement to pay college athletes. So we have something about college athletes getting paid. We have esports scene, student death relief program, but student loans suck. So you'll see there's lots of different ones to choose from. And so what you're doing is you're simply going to say, okay, I think I'll choose, I'm not big on finance, so I'm going to pass that up. I think I'll choose effects of nurse-to-patient ratio legislation on nursing staffing, right? So I decided to click on that to see what it's more about what it is, and that will bring up the actual article, right? And then once you've actually decided on this, you should take a look at the article, read it through, or at least skim it, and see what you think about the article. This is taking a little while on my computer. But as you can see, it takes you basically straight to a database, ProQuest. And this article is from a ProQuest database. So what you'll do is you just go in here and you read it, or you can listen to it being read to you, right, depending on how you like that. Read it and see what it does for you. See if it kind of feels good for you. If it doesn't, then you might just have to go back and do some more searching and thinking and brainstorming about which one of those topics you want. Once you choose the topic, and let's go. Excuse me. All right. Once you choose the topic, and after you choose the topic, you'll find the information about that topic down here. This is the last part, well, next to the last part. This is where you will see each one of those articles up here that you can click on. You'll see how they're actually cited. So this is what they will look like on your whether you do APA or MLA, this one actually is done in APA. I could tell that because the year is right here after the author's name. And so you will choose whatever article you want, and you'll just copy and paste this into your assignment, and that way you will have the entry without having to even work on figuring out how to do it. It's right there for you. You just highlight it, copy and paste it, and they've got all of those. Every single article has the citations all down through here, and you just have to look at. You have to decide: do I want it in APA, which is the first one, or do I want it in MLA? You don't even have to worry about that. You can just pick whichever one you want. This one here is MLA. You can tell because it has no date after the author's names, and the author's names are full names are written out. In APA, you only use first initials, and then you put the date right after the author's name. So that's how you can. That's the biggest way and easiest way to tell at a glance which is which, right? APA or MLA. Sorry about that. I didn't think I clicked on anything, but I guess it did. So that's it for the handout. That's pretty much it. That's what you do. You just go through here and you work at it as a process. And you just, obviously I didn't read these specific examples, these directions here, but I basically was telling you them as I was going through this. So it's kind of the same thing. So that's what you do. And you've got to do this. If you don't do this, if you try picking something outside of this, you would not be able to pass the class. So please understand, this is the probably the most important thing you have to do, especially here at the beginning in week 1. Okay? And that's going to do it for this video. I just want to make sure I'm a visual learner, so I know it helps to have videos like this to kind of guide you. And that's why I do this. I hope you appreciate it, and you can always give me feedback on it, right? You can always let me know what you think about it, and I would appreciate that. Otherwise, we're done with this first video, and I will talk to you soon.